Freedom Pioneers of Africa.
Hujambo msikilizaji wetu, hii ni Radio Fadhila ikikutangazia kutoka Masasi, Tanzania. Tunakuletea kipindi cha Freedom Pioneers of Africa. Kukuletea hayo utakuwa na mimi mtangazaji wako Edwin Mpokasye. Matangazo yetu haya yatakujia kwa lugha mbili, ya Kiingereza na Kiswahili.
Freedom Pioneers of Africa.
Wabunifu wa jamii hukutana na waunganishi wa ulimwengu wakiangalia jinsi gani tunaweza kubadilisha mawazo ya Kiafrika kuwa fursa. Matarajio ya Afrika yanatazamwa kwa namna tofauti na isiyotarajiwa. Afrika ya sasa imejaa mambo mbalimbali, ikiwa tajiri katika nyanja ya uchumi na mtazamo mpya wa maendeleo. Shirika la Frederick Newman Foundation for Freedom ni taasisi yenye mtazamo chanya ambayo inasaidia ubunifu na sera chanya barani Afrika na ulimwenguni. Kutana nao katika mitandao ya kijamii. Tutasikia kutoka kwa pioneer halisi kutoka Afrika akifua umeme kwa ajili ya kijiji chake chote huko Malawi, naye akalipisha malipo fulani na baiskeli yake na mito ya mahali hapo.
Freedom Pioneers of Africa.
Kwa idadi kubwa ya watu, Malawi ni moja ya pato la chini zaidi la kila mtu duniani. Pia ina moja ya pato la chini kabisa la umeme, ikiwa ni chini ya 18% ya idadi ya watu waliounganishwa na gridi ya taifa. Nchi ilikuwa na uwezo wa kuzalisha megawati 439, ingawa uwezo wa Malawi wa kuzalisha umeme endelevu wa maji unaathiriwa na ukame na viwango vya chini vya maji. Kwa kuwa ni 1% tu ya wakazi wa vijijini ndio wanaweza kupata umeme, uwezo wa kutoa umeme kwa kaya za mashambani ni mkubwa sana, na ni fursa kubwa sana kwa mvumbuzi ambaye anafikiria sana jinsi anavyoweza kusaidia kuboresha maisha ya watu. Kwa kushiriki majadiliano haya, unaweza kujinyakulia kitita cha randi 100 za Afrika Kusini, sawa na shilingi 145 za Kitanzania, iwapo utaweza kushiriki katika majadiliano haya ya moja kwa moja. Na hii leo basi tunakutana na Colred Nkosi ambaye amebuni Kasangasi Hydroelectrical Power Plant.
Growing up, we had no electricity in my village. The nearby town had a grocery store run by my cousin, and it was electrified. My curiosity was sparked, and I experimented with a lot of ideas, including what the current produced by the flow of water at the river could do. I learned a little about a dynamo, which is an electrical generator that creates direct current. The idea to explore hydropower grew from there.
Zina langa ndine Colred Nkosi kuchokera ku Nzimba ku Malawi. Ndine Freedom Pioneer wa Africa.
Freedom Pioneers of Africa.
Ndinene aboko abati ndinene za sukulu kapena mmene nambira pa.
I was born in Mzimba, in the north of Malawi. I fell in love with electricity at my cousin's shop. I was very curious as a child, and I spent a lot of time experimenting. I was particularly interested in generators. He essentially helped me put together my first hydropower working model. It was exciting. In secondary school, I got a job as an assistant electrician. We did a lot of work wiring the school's hostels and so forth. I dropped out of high school because of personal matters, but my passion stuck with me. I used my time at home to refine my idea of generating electricity using the principle of a generator. I realized that the river in my village is a free resource to explore hydropower, and that is how this journey started. I used this small model to power my house and slowly expanded to other houses in the village. At some point, we had over 50 households, but the authorities flagged this as too risky, and now I have 35 houses connected to the grid from my home. The process itself is complicated. The main thing to understand is that hydropower works on water pressure. To facilitate this using the current at the river, I have modified a compressor. I also use turbines that rotate from the pressure generated by the water in motion. Step up and step down transformers are then used to facilitate the movement of current, and that is how we give our 35 homes the ability to power basic appliances like radio and TV. The $1 charge came about when we saw that we were meeting a need in the community. People appreciated our innovation and were willing to pay the fee. It is not even profitable at this point. It merely helps me and the youth who work for me pay for all the essential costs. I also do training, helping youth learn electrical skills. The $1 fee helps run the training center. We also charge the students at the academy for the courses we offer. We have faced a number of challenges. Some we have addressed over time, but a persistent problem is a lack of materials. We don't always have the funds to replace wires that wear and tear. For example, we have received funding from various funders, such as the United Nations Development Programme. However, this is not enough. A lot goes wrong with our equipment, and the system is not stable. Another very big threat to our future is the fact that we are struggling to get certification from the government. We have had recognition as far as at presidential level, but verbal support and praise does not help us. We need the government to partner with us so we can formalize our structure. We have proven ourselves. We also employ the youth. We would love the authorities to help us to get to the next stage. We think sustainable development goals are important. Malawi has a wealth of water resources, but optimistic about the future as I am, we rely on government support for our power generation. That is why we have also focused more on training the youth and giving them basic electrical skills. If we do not succeed with growing our power generation innovation, we will focus on our training center. I remain hopeful that well-wishers listening will find value in our vision and support us.
Freedom Pioneers of Africa.
Kama nilivyosema, unaweza kujishindia kitita cha randi 100 za Afrika ya Kusini sawa na shilingi 145 kwa kushiriki majadiliano haya. Tuambie, unafikiri hasa Colradi atafanikiwa kupanua ubunifu wake na kwa nini? Tunaanzisha mashauriano ya kuunganishwa Colradi na kiunganishi chetu cha ulimwengu, na wakazi wetu walianza kutoa ufahamu wa teknolojia, uchagizaji wa uvumbuzi. Hebu tuone Bianca anaweza kufanya nini kumwelezea Colradi ushirikiano kwa mafanikio ya ulimwengu.
Freedom Pioneers of Africa.
Hello, my name is Bianca Pretorius. I'm a startup coach from Berlin, Germany. And today I really want to talk about the special man called Mpokasye. So for those of you who know our show, usually we talk into entrepreneurs' life. This time it's a little bit different. So Colradi and me actually have not met in person. I'm going to speak about his idea from a distance. So what we're talking here is not the typical startup where somebody's building a business, because in the sector he's in, he's trying to disrupt the electricity generation in Malawi and in the rural areas. Well, with electricity, it's not so easy. This is a field that is highly regulated. So you can't just build a business, even though that's what everybody would want it to do. The challenges he's facing is basically a David against Goliath story, that he already overcome challenges to actually power his village, but it's very hard to just scale that and just give power to every village, because at every moment in his journey, local authorities could just easily step in and stop his show. And so why did I say that this is the core of what entrepreneurship is about? Everybody is listening today and you kind of feel this entrepreneurial drive inside you. Keep that one alive, because he did exactly what you want to do as an entrepreneur. You spot a problem, and despite all odds, you go in and find your way to overcome a challenge to get one step further. So what is the resources that he now has? He can't really compete against local authority, but he does have the story that inspires thousands and millions of other people to say, you know what? If I see a problem in my community, I can do something about it. And you know what? If I don't have the education and I don't have the experience, I can still work my way through it and find a way to still solve that problem. And if this is a spark that Colruyt Nkosi can give to this community, then he enlightened more than anybody else could ever enlighten. So usually on this show, we talk about how to scale and how to expand and grow a business. So in this case of Colruyt, things are again a little bit different. So his vision is to empower Malawi and give electricity to everybody. That as a vision is absolutely stunning. The thing is that as an entrepreneur, you also have to find in the complex puzzle of how to get from A to B, starting from nowhere, is where do I realistically in my lifetime can actually end up going? And so even though empowering Malawi is a great vision, it might not be the next step to actually take. So the next step in this puzzle could also be to tell the story of having the entrepreneurial spark to inspire other people. Sometimes the right step of building a vision is to take a step aside and leave that path of the North Star and do something that is related to your vision, but not actually on the path. So the realistic next step to grow his vision and to get further in that is to maybe tell the story more, being the ambassador of the electricity in Malawi and become a close team player to all the electricity networks, to all the local authorities, company players, big regulators, whose goal it is to give clean energies to everybody. And so if he can team up with them, that might not be Colruyt's core business, but it could get him closer and faster to his overall goal, which is empower everybody with electricity wherever they are. So it was my joy to like share these insights with you. And if this is something that we can learn from Colruyt Nkosi, I'm just more than inspired to take this from him. So thank you very much for listening today. And thank you, Colruyt, when you hear this, please keep on being who you are, being a resilient entrepreneur, you're inspiring everybody, even me far away in Germany.
Freedom Pioneers of Africa.
Unafikiria nini kuhusu uvumbuzi huo wa Colruyt? Unaweza kulikaribisha hili katika mji wako mwenyewe au jamii yako, yani hata katika maeneo yetu haya ya Masasi. Unafikiria nini wazo linaweza kufanya kazi katika miji mingine na vijiji vingine, na kipi afanye Colruyt ili kuweza kusonga mbele katika kupanua mipango yake? Ni nishati gani mbadala ambayo kijiji chake na wengine Afrika wanaweza kutumia kupata umeme? Ikiwa unataka kuunda uhifadhi mpya wa nishati kwa jamii yako, utakuwa ni vipi? Ni ubunifu gani mwingine unaweza kufanya kazi kwenye jamii yako? Taja baadhi ya mapengo ambayo wajasiriamali wanaweza kufaidika nayo kuendeleza maisha katika mji wako au eneo lako. Kwa kushiriki majadiliano yetu kwa njia ya simu, kwa kupiga simu namba 0622562231. Unaweza kushiriki mazungumzo haya kwa kupiga simu kwa namba 0622562231. Vile vile unaweza kututumia voice note. Anza na +27626278997. Nitarudia, anza na +27626278997, ukielezea mada husika. Ujishindie kiasi cha rangi 750 za Afrika ya Kusini. Basi mpaka hapo ndio tumefikia tamati ya kipindi hiki kwa juma hili. Tukutane tena wiki ijayo. Signing off, it's me, your presenter Edwin Mpokasye from Masasi, Tanzania. Nikikuaga ni mimi, Edwin Mpokasye, nikisema kwaheri.
Freedom Pioneers of Africa.